Hey friends, Randy Flickinger here again. Today, believe it or not, I'm substitute teaching second graders at a Christian academy. Oh my gosh, guys, these kids are so cute. They have so much zeal and zest for life. They're so excited. They're having a great time. And it kind of hit me as I was watching these kids how many of us as adults struggle with temptation, but also depression. That we lose our zeal for life. We lose our faith that God can fix anything, that He's got me in the palm of His hand, that He can take care of it. If He's got everything under control, why doesn't He do this? Why doesn't He fix this in my life? These kids totally trust Him. There is nothing God can't do. And that's why Jesus tells us to have a childlike faith. But there's several things that Satan uses, words that he'll plant in your head that you will hear that'll be like thoughts, only you have to understand that's how the Holy Spirit and Satan can work. You'll think something or hear something, and then you have to discern, what was that? Who was that? Because I can tell you right now, I have thoughts all the time that are not my own. I know for a fact when I'm doing videos, there's things that come out of my mouth I've never thought of. That's the power of God and the Holy Spirit. But the things that we have to fight against are the little lies and the games that Satan plays. There's 4 things that he loves to say, and we fall prey to them. And I want to tell you about them and teach you how to fight this. Number 1, no one will know. Anytime you think that or you hear that in your mind, you have to know that comes from Satan. Very seldom. If you're doing something good for somebody and you want it to be a secret, you're giving charitably or, something like that, yes, Jesus would say they'll never know. But the bottom line is, most of the time, it's us doing things we shouldn't do, and we're thinking no one will ever know. You immediately need to run, turn, stop, whatever it is you're fixing to do, and recognize Satan is tempting me and leading me into trouble. In Matthew 7:16, Jesus says, a good tree cannot produce evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree produce good fruit. Thus you will know them by their fruits. In other words, whatever it is that you're being told no one will ever know, if it's good, then that's from the Holy Spirit. But if it's bad, if it's a sin, if it's something self-destructive, it's from Satan. Another thing he loves to tell us is you deserve it. Oh my gosh, I love that when I diet, right? I'm struggling, I'm doing my best, I'm not going to eat, I'm not going to drink too much pop, and I've done great today, and oh gosh, there is a frosted sugar cookie. Oh gosh, it's the bane of all mankind, or at least for Randy Flickinger. I love frosted sugar cookies. And what's the first thing you hear in your head? You've done so good today, Randy, you deserve it. That's Satan. That's never Jesus. He's not telling us you deserve something that's going to destroy you. It's going to hurt you. Now, that being said, it could also be as simple as a job. I deserve this promotion. I didn't get it. I'm frustrated. I'm mad. My boss is a jerk. I'm quitting. I'm done. Sometimes you're correct. You're right. But pray for God to give you wisdom and discernment, because in Ecclesiastes 3, he would tell you for everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven. And a lot of times the preparation at the tough job, the job I'm not appreciated at, the job I don't like, is preparation for the job that's coming, that I need those skills, those abilities to not allow myself to get too down, too discouraged, okay? Third thing, it won't matter. Oh my gosh, Satan loves to tell us, it won't matter. It doesn't matter. You know what? How many times do we miss opportunities to share with people the gospel of Christ, a good deed, just reaching out and smiling and saying, hey, you did a great job serving us tonight. Here's a nice tip. You were a wonderful kid. I'm proud of you for doing so well. Mrs. Smith, my teacher, I enjoy your class. You really inspire me. Guys, there are all kinds of things little things that we think nothing of. Oh, if I don't say anything, it won't matter. You're missing the point. Romans 8:28. All things work together for good to them who love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. In other words, those little comments, that teacher may be depressed and ready to give it up. She may be going home to tell her husband, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. But that inspiring little word from that 13-year-old saying, you know what, Mrs. Smith, I enjoy your class. You inspire me. You make me a better student. Holy cow. She floated out of that classroom. Guys, it does matter. Those things matter. And finally, Satan loves to tell us no one cares. If there's anything that I notice and hear repeatedly from people who struggle with depression, it's that nobody cares. But the truth of the matter is, people do care. They may be doing what I just said, not verbalizing it, but they care. You are here for a reason. None of us were born by accident. You may say, well, my parents weren't planning on having me, or my dad disappeared once I was born, or whatever the case may be. You're still here because God created you. You have a purpose. You are living in 2022 because God wanted you here now. He needs you here now. He didn't need you in 1890. He doesn't need you in 2233. He needs you in 2022, right now. And he would tell you, look and see, there is, the people who feel like this. Psalms 142:4. The Bible's good about showing us how depression is. He says, look and see, there's no one at my right hand. No one is concerned for me. I have no refuge. No one cares for my life. Does that sound familiar? If you're fighting depression, that's exactly how you feel. But listen to what Jesus says at 1 Peter, what Peter tells us. Cast all your cares upon him, for he cares about you. Look, guys, friends are great. You and I need to reach out. Anybody that's discouraged, depressed, struggling, we need to reach out and help them. Sometimes they need medical help. Sometimes they need spiritual help, but they need uplifting. And there is no one that can guide them through a depression or a tough time better than Jesus Christ. But it's up to you and I to lead them, to point him out, to give them that hope, that encouragement that he tells us to do. These 4 things that I just said, no one will know, you deserve it, it won't matter, no one cares, are all examples of lies that Satan sneaks through our minds. But we have to recognize what's the truth. The only truth in this world is Jesus Christ. It doesn't come from man. It doesn't come from a political party. It doesn't come from a newspaper, a magazine, some pop star. It comes from Jesus. And you and I need to recognize what's the fruit of what we're hearing, and let's be willing to be used by Jesus to make a difference. Holy cow, guys, how much better would this world be if we would follow through with what I just shared here? Share this with others. Mark this. If you know somebody that's struggling with depression, this is a perfect way to help them. Say, hey, here's something. I care about you. I'm worried about you. Listen to this. There's a lot of truth in it. Thanks for listening, guys. I love you all. Thank you for all your comments, your sharing, and just continue to seek God's will in your life. He's got you. He's got a plan. I'll talk more about his plan in my next video. Stick with it. Love you. Bye-bye.